Healthcare is at a pivotal moment now, from early diagnosis to clinical decision making, operational efficiency, and patient care management system. AI is no longer a future promise. It has become a critical part of healthcare system now. With his deep experience working at the intersection of healthcare, technology and innovation, Dr. Shivam has helped us to understand how AI is creating true value in the system today and where healthcare leaders need to tread carefully. In the episode of FutureX today, we will be discussing what is the emerging role of AI in healthcare. Hi Dr. Shivam, thank you for joining us today.
Hi Sneha, thank you, and it's been a privilege to be here and to be in Experion offices. So thanks for inviting me to this podcast.
Thank you. So we just want to start with, how do you see the AI has changed the healthcare landscape? Because it's all AI right now. So.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, Sneha. I've been in this field for nearly 25 years in healthcare technology, and what I would like to sort of reflect on is technology by itself has changed over the last sort of 10, 15 and 20 years. What was actually a very prescriptive and very structured approach to using technology in healthcare with rigid databases and rigid products has now changed into more fluid and more dynamic sort of solution to the market. The good thing that AI has done is it's put the power into the hands of the users. The doctors, the nurses, the administrators, they are able to now use AI to actually demonstrate not only value for themselves, but to drive the vendors and the product leaders in the market to give what they want.
So as you just said, it has become more users driven. Can you let me know some really good AI use cases that you have seen? Because right now everybody is about investing in AI, but what have you seen that actually gives some real value?
Yeah, see, there are 2 or 3 sort of generic value AI brings into healthcare. The first and foremost is intelligence where intelligence was not there. Okay. What I mean by this is healthcare is by nature a heavy data dependent and data rich environment. A single patient in an ICU can generate up to 1, 2, 3 gigabytes of data, and no one gets to analyze or understand the data in totality. But what AI has done is it's been able to look at this data in totality and in a longitudinal way. That is, if the patient has got data over 3 years, no one is able to look at 3 years of data and come to some sort of conclusions. What AI has done is it's able to crunch and look into large amounts of data and give insights which are very, very important, which we would have missed as clinicians. So that's the first important value that AI has done. The second important value for AI is it has managed to automate certain manual processes that which are not, I wouldn't say that they're not needed in healthcare. They're needed in healthcare, but they consume a lot of time as well as manpower, as well as they tend to be forgotten. And when such manual repetitive processes are forgotten, it impacts patient safety. For example, if you take, I'm sure you would have gone to a doctor and received the lab results, for example. A typical hospital will receive about thousands or maybe even 10,000 lab results a day, and it used to be manually reviewed and for looking for abnormal results. And if there is an abnormal result, you have to immediately get back to the patient and then alert them and maybe have a follow-up work. Now that was so manpower intensive and was error prone because it was possible that we missed out on such alerts, right? But what AI does is automate this entire process and removes the need for human dependency there. Now, there is a myth that, will this mean that manpower has to be cut in healthcare? No, that manpower is now having better power to serve the patient better. That's the thing. More time and more efficiently and more correctly.
Yeah, they are not wasting time to do menial tasks. They have more time to actually care for the patients. That's what you mean.
That's true. And they're able to do that effectively is how AI is now impacting that change. And another big area where AI is now making a lot of change is it's empowering the users to find things that were not known before. And this is very important in healthcare. there is a lot of something we call as real world evidence, right? Where real world data is now changing how we discover new innovations or new processes or even new treatments in healthcare. This is a biggest sort of, I would say, gain that AI has brought to the healthcare field.
Okay. I want to know how it is, how AI is actually helping patients' care management, like every day.
That's a very interesting question, Sneha. And I've been asked this repeatedly by different people. See, I try to answer this question keeping in mind what we call as a patient's journey in healthcare. Imagine you have to have an appointment with a doctor. You start with taking the phone and then trying to find a doctor who's expert in the problem that you have. We've got AI which can identify the right resource for you, AI which can actually do a symptom checker, a chatbot where you can actually avoid going to a hospital if you have found your answer there. Many people find that no, it's not that great, or they find is it really accurate?
Result,
Those are things which are improving with new tools that are coming up in AI. But what I'm saying is AI starts working with the patient even before they come to the hospital. But now, imagine that you are now got that appointment and you're going to the hospital. You would have told the secretary or the thing about 10-15 things that required your appointment. Imagine you go to the doctor. In the old world, again, doctors say, why Sneha, what happened? Why did you come? There's a... But by the time you reach there, he says, hi Sneha, I just had a fantastic summary of your appointment booking. So you're coming here for a headache, I believe, and I remember that, last time you came, your headache, we gave you a medicine and chest x-ray, an x-ray for that. And by the way, the AI has actually pulled up the result and here I can see it. That's a completely different experience, not only an experience, an efficiency gain. The doctor didn't have to again spend 5 minutes of that 15 minutes precious time, again asking you the question, again boring you with everything, and then doing that. Another good example is you would have heard of something called ambient AI or transcribed AI. So today in most of my clinics, I just talk to the patient and treat them as a person, and we have this conversation without wasting my time going onto my computer and entering data. And then half of our conversation is face to face, half the conversation. It looks as if very often patients feel, is the doctor talking to me as a patient or is talking to the computer? What today ambient AI does is, I talk to you and we have a conversation. By the time I finish talking to you, this ambient AI has listened to our conversation, converted the entire conversation into a clinical note using something called natural language processing, and it's able to have, we call it speech understanding. It's able to understand the speech, it's able to understand the conversation, it cuts out any noise which comes into that, and more importantly, it has a full transcription of the conversation. Even in my pre-AI days, I might have forgotten actually to document certain things. But here, it's actually capturing the entire conversation, converting that into a clinical note, creating a prescription, and it's also alerting me to certain things I could have missed. Then it's also automating the process of my billing or my claims, everything. So to that extent, AI, I think, has not only improved efficiency, but it's improved experience, not only for you as a patient or people as patient, but for the clinicians, it has improved their experience too.
So, Doctor, we talk so much about in a very interesting AI use cases. Now, I'm very keen to know what is Experion doing in this industry, because I'm pretty sure with your practice, wisdom, and in our engineers, we would be doing fantastic things.
At Experion, we are doing a lot of work around automation as well as using AI in what we call as business intelligence. We are working with a very interesting provider who's involved with organ transplantation, for example. And in organ transplantation, there are thousands of documentation that has to be reviewed and analyzed before we assess people for organ transplant. And we have now automated that process to almost something which takes about 3 to 4 hours to just minutes. And it is also highly accurate now, where we could have, through human interface, we would have missed out a lot of information. Having said that, what we are now looking forward to is looking at different markets, and each market's having the needs. So I'm from we are looking at the NHS, for example, in the UK. There we are having very different approach. The government has actually now promoted the use of AI in a big way, and we are looking at supporting hospitals in a lot of use cases, what we call as agentic AI, you would have heard. And Experion is having its own suite of agentic AI, which we are going to bring to the market. In addition, we have got a very interesting concept, what we call as AI as a lab. A lot of organizations want to innovate, and they're looking for partners to help them innovate. And Experion comes as their partner in development innovation. And that's very key. We want to work with other organizations to develop their IP, develop their intellectual property, and make it much more productive and profitable for them. There is another way that Experion is looking at this whole industry, where we were talking about how AI might have challenges in being adopted, for example, right? So there is a risk of adopting AI today. So we're going to be working with organizations who are adopting AI in analyzing the risk of using AI itself, and bringing in governance and very good principles and guardrails in using AI within the organization. So there are many ways we are looking at how to improve this practice globally.
So, Doctor, as a healthcare practitioner and also working as a technology company like Experion, what are the challenges you have seen by implementing AI in healthcare, and what is the way forward according to you?
There are quite a few challenges that AI is facing today. The first and foremost is trust. There is a lot of sort of trust issues, whether AI is actually accurate, whether you would have heard about things like hallucination, and whether is it actually taking bias into the whole answers. And the other big challenge that we have today is the availability of good data to train such AI models in the right way. There is another big challenge that we have is the cost of delivering AI-based solutions, because AI today is still expensive in order to deliver. Now, what is the way forward? The most important thing here is developing trust in the industry. And that's what at Experion we are doing. We are working with our partners, we are working with vendors, we are working with the academia, we are working with all our clients in order to ensure that we have got very open, transparent process to develop their AI solutions. By this, we are ensuring that there is trust in what we are developing. Without trust, AI will never be used. That's the first important way Experion is making a change in how this industry is approached. The second thing is all about the way we are developing our models and the accuracy behind it. There's so much of deep talent within Experion, and we have our own innovations, including our own IP that we bring to our clients, whereby we improve the accuracy of these AI solutions, because that is very key for trust to be built.
So now let me ask you this. We can conclude maybe with this. What is that one piece of advice you want to give to the healthcare leaders who are starting on AI implementation today?
I think that's a very, very important question. The one single thing that I would say anyone starting on the AI journey today is that know exactly where you want value to be added by AI. Do not just adopt AI because it is having very flashy, or you want to bring in AI just because the industry is talking about AI. Understand the clear value benefit that AI will bring to your business, and then work for a solution specific for that value add. And then you will find that AI is actually beneficial to the organization.
So, Doctor, that was a very insightful session. I'm pretty sure our listeners have so many takeaways.
Thank you, Sneha, for inviting me to this discussion. And it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Welcome, Doctor.